Ahoy there, YouTube.
We are back again today for another Bauer Family Learns, another Kickstarter edition of Bauer Family Learns. And today I'm here with my 7-year-old son, Sean.
Hello.
And we are going to be learning how to play Card Bard, a game of music, magic, and adventure. This is going to be coming to Kickstarter very, very soon. It will be for 2 to 4 players, take about 30 minutes to play it. It's for ages 13 plus. And if you're interested in it, be sure to click on that Kickstarter link down below. But in Card Bard, buddy, are you ready?
Yeah.
We are going to be playing as battling bards. You know what a bard is?
No.
Bards are people who used to sit in bars way, way, way back, hundreds and hundreds and potentially thousands of years ago, and they would listen to people's interesting stories. They'd be like, oh, I fought a dragon, or I fought a giant whale, or whatever. And then they would sing stories about people's adventures, and they would share amazing stories, and you'd go to the bard, and he'd entertain you. And so you'd sit in the bar, and you would play music. So we are trying to be the best bard by gaining 15 fame points. We want to be famous, all right? So the first thing you're going to be doing in this game is that we are going to set the stage. We have our boards set up right now. You are going to be the bard, Aola Silverfall, who have a special ability down here. We'll get more into that a little bit later. And I'm going to be Ribs Moldbrain, and I'm going to have a different special ability. I've set our action cubes to 3 because you're going to start off with 3 actions that you can take. Also, our hand size is going to be 6, but some cards will change that, and my special ability will actually change that. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to tune up your deck. That means you're going to take out all of your song cards. Your song cards will have the numbers in the upper right-hand corner. I've already done it for you right here. Now, you're going to decide which songs you want to keep. Now, one thing I do want to mention to the fine people at home is that we're going to be playing this very friendly for now. I'm going to be helping Sean because some of the special abilities might go a little bit over his head because this is, I believe, for ages 13 plus, but I think he should be able to handle it. At its core gameplay, it's not a terribly complex game. Now, the rule booklet recommends you keep 2 or 3 songs. Now, the important thing to note about songs, there's a couple things. First, when you complete a song, it's going to give you a special ability. So if I completed this song, if any opponent has more than 6 of this symbol, which is fame, they lose 3 fame. So if any opponent has more than 6 fame, they lose 3 fame. So would this be a good card to play at the beginning or towards the end?
A little towards the end.
Bingo, because I want to hit the people and knock their points out. But that being said, it would still be nice to play now because why? 6 points, that's a big old chunk of points, right?
Yep.
You'll also have some special songs right here, which will do some other special abilities. So just pick, it says 2 or 3. So I'm going to pick these 2. Then what I'm going to do, watch this, Sean, is you're going to take the rest of your songs and you're going to shuffle them back in with the rest of your cards. And I'll help you shuffle those in because Sean does have some issues with the shuffling still. Let's pick 2 or 3 of them, I'd recommend. Don't think too hard about it, buddy.
This song.
And then this pile is going to go on your draw pile.
Song.
All right, you're going to keep those 2? All right.
That's your discard.
That is not my discard. Follow the arrows. Oh, there's not an arrow on the discard. No, your discard actually goes off to the side, which is a great time now to talk about your player board. So, your player board has a lot of good stuff going on. I really do like this player board. This is a Kickstarter video, so I'm getting paid to do it, but I love their player board right now. It's got a place for everything. So, right here is the icon legend. So if you see a symbol on a card and you're not sure what that symbol means, check right here. It'll most likely tell you. Really nice. Also, for your special ability, it tells you that as an action, because look, it has the sun one. So for an action, you can do this and then attack me.
Retire.
Yeah, retire a card. So your discards go over here face up. And when you run through your deck, you get to get them back, right? Retired cards, you remember what retired means? It means they're done. They are out of the game completely, even though I was looking through Aoline's deck, and she can bring stuff back from being retired. So, let's see. Now, what you're going to do is we're going to draw up to our hand size, which would be 6 cards for both of us currently.
Okay.
But continuing on here, we have our timeline. This is where you're going to be playing out your songs. Oh, nope. You're going to draw your hand up to 6 cards, which means you're going to draw 4 additional cards. So you have 6 cards in your hand. Once you complete a song in your timeline, it goes down here to your catalog, which for me will actually trigger my special ability. My hand size increases by 1 every time I put something in my catalog, which is really stinking nice. So, would you like to go first, or would you like to go second?
Second.
All right. So, I'm going to go step by step through the turn order, because the turn order is really all we're going to do over and over and over and over again. All right?
Okay.
Are you ready? And if you have any questions about your cards, we'll get to your turn. We'll figure that out, and the people will get to see what some of the cards they can expect. So the first thing you're going to do is what's called play. Use available actions to play or draw cards and activate effects. So I have 3 actions, and I can play any card from my hand for 1 action. Now the cards that are going to be in my hand are either going to be songs or they're going to be what are called compositions. All right? So first thing I want to do is I want to put out a song, right? And I'll go ahead and do this song right here. So that just cost me 1 action. So this is in my timeline. This is a song that I am working on. It's called Maple and Twig. All right? But now what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to play 3 composition cards onto it. And if I play those 3 composition cards onto it, I will complete the song. I will gain sweet, sweet fame. And the song will go into my catalog. All right? So with my next 2 actions, I will go ahead, and actually I'll show you some of my cards because I'm a terrible shuffler. These are 3 of my good cards that shouldn't, I shuffled poorly, but these are what are called finales. So you'll have intros and finales. Have you ever heard that word, Sean?
Yeah.
An intro means it must be at the beginning. It has to be the first card you play here. But if you can play that card there, it's going to do something special. The finale is the finish card, which means it has to be played at the end. So this card right here, if this is the last card I play on my song's timeline, which is up here, silence target player's bard ability for 2 turns. That means you would not be able to do your ability for 2 turns. So it looks like there's going to be some fighting here. But unfortunately for me, I actually have some pretty poor news here. Oh, man. I don't really have great cards to play right now. So I'm going to play another action to play this one right here. And it lets me remove a composition card on your timeline if it's a technic draw 2 cards. But I'm not going to remove anything because, I don't want to. So the last thing I'll do, since I don't want to play any of my cards, is I can draw a card. And that's going to cost me my final action. So boom. And I will draw a card, and I draw a song. So this is really, really bad for me right now. But luckily, we move on to the second phase of my turn, because my turn's about to be over, which is resolve. So I will resolve all effects still in play, then check for the win condition, which is 15 coins. I don't have any special abilities in play right now. So then, the next thing you can do, Sean, and this is a really important one, is you can discard any unwanted cards. So any cards I don't want, I can get rid of. So I have 3 finale cards. Is that a good thing to have in my hand? No, because you can only work on 1 song at a time. So I'm going to discard those 2 for sure. And then I'll also discard 1 of my songs, even though if I keep it, 6 plus 6 plus 3 would be 15. So that's a kind of a clear path to victory right there, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I'll hold on to that one. So I'm going to discard those cards right now. And then I draw up to my hand limit. 1, 2, 3. And then I recover, which means I'm going to recharge actions up to the action limit. So I am now, boom, back to 3 actions. And my whole turn is over. I have just taken my first turn. So now it's your turn. So let's take a look at what you want to do, buddy. So do you have a song? You definitely have a song in hand.
Yep.
Which song do you want to start with? You want to play that one?
Yes.
All right. So you're going to set it up here in your timeline. And that's going to cost you 1 action to do that.
Nope.
All right, so now you have 2 actions. And with those actions, you could attack me if you really wanted to. You could play another card onto your composition, or you could draw a card.
I'm going to do the intro.
All right, so the intro must be the first card in the song timeline. Wow, so that's going to cost you an action, but the special ability is it lets you draw 3 cards. Very nice. So you now get to draw 3 cards in your hand. So Sean, draw 3 cards into your hand. That's great, because those are going to be cards that you might really want.
Great.
One thing I want to give a big shout out on the rules is they have a glossary, because I was looking at this special ability and it says sustain. So what does sustain mean? Oh, it's not in the glossary. Funny me. Anywho, you have one more action left, buddy. What would you like to do? I would personally recommend playing another song, because once you get up to 6 after your song, then you are going to be able to score it and get the points.
I'm going to play this.
All right. What is that? So this is Fleeting Fingers. Draw 2 cards and then do one of those. So draw 2 cards. Oh, so yeah, you're just beeping up your hand right now. Very nice. And then one of those is going to go...
These are 2 cards I already have.
Well, maybe you might want more. And that actually is your last action. So you're going to discard one of those.
Sure.
All right. So remember, it goes face up right over here.
Bye-bye.
And now you have your hand of cards. So resolve all effects that you have, which it doesn't look like you have any effects. Discard any unwanted cards. So look through your hands, Sean, and look for any cards that you don't really want. But I will say you do have to discard down to 6, because you do have to get back to your hand limit. So you look like you have more than 6 cards there. So I would honestly count how many cards you have and see what you do have to discard.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more over.
Yep, so you're 1 over, so you will have to get rid of 1 card, but you can get rid of as many cards as you want and then draw back up to 6.
I don't really want this card.
All right, I'm going to look at this real quick. All right, so you are at 6. You're happy with your hand?
Yep.
I do believe that this means that once it gets down into your catalog, that's what happens. But I don't see the sustain keyword in the rule booklet. I'm sure it's in there, though. All right, so it is now back to my turn, right? Because you don't have any more special abilities. Recharge. Oh, no. Yeah, you recharged up to 3. You are good to go. And it is my turn. And let's take a look at what I got. What is this? Oh, that's a song. Don't want that right now. Ooh, okay. I'm going to play this one. Pa-pam! Each opponent discards 2 cards. So discard 2 of your cards, good sir. Cost me an action. Bam. And then... Yeah, finale.
Nope.
Which also means that you are now silenced for 2 turns.
Ow, brother.
So, you know what I'm going to do right here? I'm going to put boom, boom on this. And then on your turn, take one of those off. On your next turn, take the other one off. At the end of your next turn, take that off. And then 3 turns from now, you'll be able to use your special ability to attack me. But I have just completed my composition. Bam, 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 which means 3 points, and this goes down here. And when I complete it, target player loses a card, or no, loses a point, and you draw 1 card. You don't have any points right now, so you're in luck. You don't take any damage. This goes into my discard. And I have 1 more action, so we will set out this bad boy right here. So then I will not discard any of my cards. I kind of like my hand. I will draw back up to my hand limit, but now my hand limit is increased by 1 because I have a song in my catalog. Oh, I almost forget the most important part. 3, fame. I'm getting famous, Sean. I'm getting famous. People say, oh, that Forrest, he's got 7 cards. It's insane. 7 cards. His hands are so big.
But you need to discard down to 1. Oh, no.
No, I don't, because I am the revolutionary's repertoire. I don't know what I meant there, but I felt like if I put enough twang on it, it would make sense. Did it make sense?
No. And you have a moldy brain because
you're eating a rock. You're about to eat a blue rock. Take your turn.
Your name is Werb's Mold Brain.
Yes, and obviously we have the whole thing set up, so you can't get close in depth on the artwork, but it's very nice artwork. It looks like it was taken straight out of like an Adult Swim cartoon.
I need 2.
And I say that in the best possible way.
I need 2 more cards to get to my hand.
No, you do not. You only draw up to your hand limit at the end of your turn because I attacked you with my whatever I did, my card. So, Sean, it's your turn. You have your 3 actions. So play things to your symphony or draw more cards. Because I don't believe you have any special abilities currently.
I don't know what I should play.
Well, I would recommend just playing one of the cards right here. So what do you have? You're going to need a composition, so put your hand out. Let me see. Let's take a look at what we got. All right, so this one is going to let you draw cards. This is the finale, so you want to hold on to that one, right? Retire the first composition in the timeline. Then, wow, okay. That's a good card for later, but it's an okay card for now. So this card is going to let you, you could retire the first composition in the timeline. Oh, so this card, this is actually great. This card would let you play this here. You would get rid of this, which means you'd be down one more, but you gain a point.
Sure.
You want to do that one? That's actually not a bad idea. So retire this, though. So this is now gone. And that was your first action, correct?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's see what else you got. You sustain. You may ignore timeline restrictions. Oh, that's great. So this is a great card. Wow, this is one of your cards. Your blue ones, they're special cards. You may ignore timeline restrictions while playing this song. So that means you can play the finale and the intro wherever you want. So that's oh, never mind. I'm a noob.
That's a song.
Yeah, I'm a noob. So the only thing you really... Oh, you can play that one. That'll let you draw cards, which is great.
And...
Take your action down.
And it gives me It gives me a step further to completing the song.
It does. So draw 2 cards. So follow the order on the cards. Draw 2 cards.
And discard one of them.
So but you are gonna get to pick whatever card you want right here. So let's see which one's gonna make sense for you.
Replay the effect of the composition that precedes the echo timeline.
Let's put it right here, so that way everybody can see. Replay the effect of the composition that precedes echo in this timeline. So that pretty much means when you play this, it's going to do whatever your last ability was. So if you were to play that right here, next to this, you would get to draw 2 cards and discard one of them.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be really good if you could do it right there, because that'd be another point. Ooh, starting to see some interesting combos.
I'm gonna do this.
Especially considering, I don't think I mentioned it, but right now we have 2 decks. Oh yeah, I did. There's going to be 6 bards, right? I mentioned that?
I'm gonna do this.
Did I mention that to you, Sean?
Yeah.
Now, one of the things that excites me about this game, and no, it's not just because they're paying for the video, is the fact that there is deck building aspects. So Mage Wars, that was your final action? All right, so you go, wait, was that your final action? Yeah, it was.
Well, and then I can...
Well, first thing you got to do is you have to complete this action, which means you discard that one, right? And you're going to do that again. So draw 2 cards and keep 1. And then that will be your third and final action. But you're going to be able to deck build, and there's going to be like 180 cards in the original deck to play with. And I really could see how you could create some interesting combinations here. Nope. Remember, the other one goes to your discard pile.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So you have completed your turn, which now means that you are going to resolve all effects still in play, then check for the win condition. Negative, negative. Do you want to get rid of any of your cards? Are you not happy with any of your cards?
No.
Then you draw back up to your hand size of 3, and we take this off. And after next turn, you will be able to start using your ability and attacking me. So, my turn, what do we got? Composition boon. Look at your opponent's hand, pick one of their cards, and discard it. Like a big jerk. Add 1 inspire counter to target song. Ooh, that's a good one. So these are what are called inspire tokens right here, Sean. And they add a victory point to your game when they are green. However, you can inspire people, or people could think that you're dull. And if you have a dull counter on there, for each dull counter in a song, you must play an additional composition onto it. So if there was a dull counter on this song, I would have to play 7 instead of 6, but I'd still only get 6 points. So these are something that would mean, oh, now it's 7. Now you have to put 7 on there. Now you have to put 8 on there. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm actually going to use this special ability, or this card right here.
I'm almost done with my my song anyway.
Okay, so in order to play this, I'm going to have to discard a card from my hand. That's fine. I'll get rid of that one. And then I add 1 inspire counter to this song. So bam, now this is worth 7 points. Awesome. So that was my first action. I got 2 more. Look at your opponent's hand. That's the jerk one. Remove a composition card on your timeline if it is a Technic draw 2. Is that a Technic? That is a Technic! And then I gain something. Gain an action. You know what? I'm just going to play this one right here. Just going to let me draw a card. Blink! Oh, wait. Wrong way. Draw a card. And I will look at my opponent's hand and discard a card. Let me see what...
Yeah.
Let me see that hand. Let me see it. Let me see it. This one. Alright, let's see. I think you're getting close to your finale. So I think we might have to just... We're going to play nice. We're going to play nice because I love Sean and I don't want Sean to get mad, but Sean knows. Sean knows. I'm going to get rid of this intro card.
Yeah, because they already have one.
And also, don't forget, boop, at the end of your turn, you pop that back up.
And
that's love right there. You get, once you turn 10, those go away. All right. So I have used all of my actions, I do believe. 1, 2, 3. Yep. And I will discard this. And I will draw my up to my hand size, which is 7 now. His hands are so big. It's amazing. All right. And it is your turn, good sir.
Okay. I know what the first thing I'm going to do.
What will you do?
Complete my song.
You have not completed yet. You have 4. You need 6.
Oh.
So you can do that at the end of your turn because you have 3 actions. So you're going to have to play one more composition. Or one more, not composition, one more, yeah, composition. That's what it's called. Yeah, I got the verbiage right. And then you can play a finality. So let's see what cards you got. Let's see which one would make the most sense for you. Let's talk it out. All right. So the first one, discard the top card of your discard pile. Draw the top card of your discard pile. So you could get your intro back if you really wanted it. Not great because you have another intro in your hand, right? Mm-hmm. Which is right there. So we're not going to play that. Sustain. You may nope. That's a song. Replay the effect of the composition that precedes echo in the timeline. Oh, you could echo the echo to draw 2 cards and play 1, or draw 2 cards and keep 1. And then the finale, which you can't play. So that kind of seems like your best choice there would be either Dance of the Dead to get your intro back, but you already have an intro, or to draw 2 cards and keep 1.
I'm going to draw 2 cards and keep 1.
I think that's probably the choice I'd make as well. So, yep, knock your action down 1. Gotta remember that. 2 cards. Oh, we got another finale.
I'm going to take this.
All right, taking the song. So discard that one. Remember, face up. And then do your next action.
Well, I have... I'm going to put the finale on
Your finale. So, finale. So, take your action down. Must be the last card in your song. Gain 2 actions. Very nice. Bump yourself up 2 actions, good sir.
Boom.
Yeah, you just prolonged your turn. That's real nice. And you've completed this song, which means you are going to discard all these and gain...
Once per turn, you may discard. To look at the top 3 cards of your deck and place 1 in your hand.
Okay, so you can go fishing through your deck for cards, which is right. So that now goes down here, and that is now an action that you can take, which is great. But, hey, don't get too obsessed with your $6. You still have 3 actions to take, good sir.
I will start this. I will start No Solace.
No solace for a John. All right, so place it on your timeline. That's 1 action. And this is a special song. You may ignore timeline restrictions, finales, and intros. So you can play that intro right now, or you can play it second or third.
Well, I'm going to
Also, now you have this special ability, and I would recommend doing it because it doesn't actually cost you an action. Once per turn, you may discard one of your cards to look at the top 3 cards of your deck and place one in your hand.
Yeah, I'm going to do that.
So discard one of your cards.
I never really use the Danes of the Dead.
Okay, then draw 3 cards.
And pick one?
Yes, and then the other 2, top 3 cards of the deck and place one in your hand. I would imagine the other 2 go back in the deck or on the discard pile. That should probably be on the card, though. Okay, so now you still have, 2 actions left? Because that didn't count as an action. So you're going to need your cards, Sean.
Oh, yeah.
So you probably want to work on your symphony. And you were at 7 points, so that will put you at 10 once you complete it. So, what you playing, buddy? Let's take a look at what you got. Okay? You have the intro. That seems kind of like a no-brainer. It's going to let you draw 3 cards.
Yeah.
Bam. Okay. So, play the action. 1, 2, 3. Draw your 3 cards.
I know what 2
Oh,
of them.
my goodness. All right. And what do you got? Set it down so we can see.
The Dance of the Dead and 2 of the same thing.
Yeah, none of those are particularly great right now, it doesn't look like. I would honestly recommend doing this one maybe, and that would let you draw 3 more cards.
Sure.
Yeah, that echo on that intro. So, yeah, that's your final action. So, bump yourself down to bloop. But now you get 3 cards. And remember, keep 1 and put the other 2 back on the top of your deck, even though you're going to get them again, I guess.
I already completed this song. I'm working on that song. And
Oh, you got 3 songs. Then what I would recommend doing is right now when you complete this, you're going to be at 10 points. I would recommend getting that 6, and then if you complete that 6, you win the game. Because that'll put you at 16 points. Okay?
Same song.
That's fine. You can sing the same song twice. And you put those back
Maybe
there. I guess I would imagine you'd actually discard those now that I think about it.
Maybe I go to a different bar and sing the song.
You may discard to look at the top 3 cards of your deck and place one in your hand. We'll play discard, but hopefully we'll post in the comments which way that's supposed to be. You have no actions left, so now, Sean, you are going to discard and then draw back up your hand side. Is there anything you don't want to get rid of? That one, remember that stays right there. That's your points.
That's my catalog.
Now, I'm going to give you a little pro tip. I would personally recommend getting rid of your other song that you don't need. Because if you complete this song next, you'll win. You won't need that 4.
Okay.
Okay? And you want to keep anything, get rid of anything else? You can get rid of that Dance of the Dead again if you don't want it still.
I still don't need the Dance of the Dead.
All right, then draw 3 cards.
1, 2, 3.
This goes away, which means now you can attack me. And it is my turn. Let's see what you got. Oh my gosh, I could be so mean right now.
If don't,
I might. All this is mean. I think my character is just a mean guy. Yeah, I have to.
don't.
I have to, Sean. It is not a choice. That should be green. So, discard a card. Each opponent discards 2 cards.
Okay.
I don't know which one to go. Oh, get rid of this one. Oh, no, I don't have to do it. Okay. Oh, I do have to discard 1. Yeah. So, you have to get rid of 2 cards, Sean.
That's a duplicate.
So, while you're deciding on that, I'll also do this. Oh, that's my second action. So, boom, boom. And I'm going to look at your opponent's hand and pick 1 card and discard it.
Oh.
And once again, I will not discard that because that would be a total jerk move. We'll get rid of your fancy one. Yeah. Okay. All right. I have 1 more action to take. I will play this card, which is actually a really good card, but it's not going to do anything in this, which means, because normally playing copies of this card adjacent to one another increases the effect. So right now this card would gain me 0, but if I had a whole bunch of these and I could string them next to each other, wow, that's really cool. I could gain points. So I have completed my 6, which means I'm going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bucks. 4, 5, 6, 7, which is going to put me in the lead at $10 to $7 over there. This goes down here. Does it give me a special ability? If any opponent has more than 6, they lose 3. You lose $3.
Well, I only have $3.
You lose 3 of your fame. Ooh, that's a harder. Okay. So, these all go over here. Sean, you lose 3 of those, buddy.
Oh. What?
You lose 3. I just attacked you for 3 fame.
It said if your opponent
has more than 6, you have 7.
No?
Yes, you do.
I have
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Those are your fame, not your cards.
It's talking about my
Yes.
I sell cards.
Nope. It is this symbol, which is your fame. So, I am going to... That's my final action. I'm just going to draw back up to 3. I don't want to discard anything. Actually, I do want to discard 1. I'll discard this one, because that's the same jerk card, and I don't want to have to play it again, because it's a mean card. Oh, and I dropped to 7. Now I drop to 8 cards, because I've got this completed. Very nice. All right. Sean, it is your turn.
Well, my first action, I'm just gonna silence you.
All right. So so that's gonna cost you 1 of your actions.
Actually, you can't do your draw thing next turn.
Yeah, that's a big deal. So you are going to have to retire 1 of your cards in order to do that. I'm glad you do that. So now we get to see it. So 1 of your cards from your hand is now gone. It is out of the game completely. All right. Retired. That is gone. Actually, it goes face down. I forgot to mention this. These cards face down because they're dead. All right. So now I am silenced, which I will just put this on here and we'll remember that I don't get to draw. Actually, I'll put it right over here. Draw card. No, I'll put it over here. Right on his face.
No drawing.
That's a big deal. I just drew up to 8 cards. Next time I will not be able to draw any cards. Your turn. I think me playing that silence on you really is what might help me win this game. So, Sean, you have your 2 actions left. So, which card are you going to play? There's only one choice, because the other one is a song.
Play that.
What does it do? Retire the first composition in the timeline, then gain... Oh, gain a point. No. Oh, yeah, you're right. Sorry. Yes. Not no. Yes. So that is your second action, and now you have 1... Yeah, that's a point. And now you have 1 more action to do. You cannot play your song right now, which means you need to do what?
Silence you.
You've already done it.
But why can I silence you again?
It wouldn't make any sense at all.
Well, you wouldn't draw for 2 turns.
No. It doesn't stack unless otherwise denoted. It does actually say it in the rules. Your only choice is to draw a card for your final action. So, nope, that's your retire card, which means we're going to have to shuffle these up. And then you're going to draw 1 card, but in actuality... Oh, wait. So here's your card. Ching! Do you want to discard either of those?
No.
All right. And then you draw up to your hand size, which is 6. Get your actions back. Oh, you could have done that too. Actually, let's reverse that real quick, buddy, because I think you would...
Discard.
Oh, you would have to discard... You would have to discard that, which you wouldn't want to, would you? Okay, so never mind. So just drop your hand size. Because the only card left in Sean's hand was his 6-pointer song, and he doesn't want to get rid of that one. So I am sitting in the danger zone over here on you. I got 10 points, which means first action, kind of a no-brainer. Lay down that big 6-pointer.
But you're not going to be able to draw.
I will not. Which means I'm going to have to hope that I have cards in my hand that will let me draw. So that was great. You've attacked exactly what my special ability is. Ooh, I could be a jerk. Man, all these are jerks.
Or you could just skip it.
Kick it up. Bam. So now it's worth 7 points. Not really necessary, but still, it's a song. Chorus. Oh, I'm in luck. Draw a card. Which means But now I draw. I should be.
No, you cannot draw.
For each song in catalog, no. The player skips their next draw step. So the draw step is actually its own separate thing, buddy. So now it's just like 1, 2, 3. So play my cards and use their active effects, resolve all effects, discard down, and then I would draw up to my hand limit of 8. So I can still draw cards. I just lose my draw phase, which is still going to hurt me because right now I should be drawing up to my hand limit of 8, but I'm not, and it's your turn. And now this is gone. All right. So, what you going to do? 3 actions. I'm assuming you probably want to complete your symphony.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, did you happen to get your... you got your finale card.
But...
You can play that whenever you want, but you can still play it as the finale. I kind of find it funny that... either way. Sean... Oh, that's not a bad... That's actually a really smart plan, because that's a point. A point is a point, my son. So yeah, this now goes away. It's retired, but who cares about that guy? You just got yourself a point. Dude, high five. Good play. That was a weak high five, though. Let's do it stronger. Better. All right. Okay, so I want to check your hand real quick. Do you happen to have you do have an echo. You could continue to do this, Sean. I would wholeheartedly recommend, don't forget to knock yourself down on the energy. I would totally echo right there.
What?
So this is going to retire the first composition in the timeline, which means you haven't actually completed this, but who cares, because you just got yourself another point. That's great, buddy. Do you have another echo by chance?
No.
So, but now you could complete it if you'd like. And wow, that's really lucky.
Wait, I might just do this.
If you do that, that's completed. You trust me, you want to gain your special ability, Sean. So let's talk it out. Let's talk it out, okay? So these are the 2 choices. If you play this, you are going to draw 2 cards and discard one of them. So slow down. If you play this, you are going to get 3 points and 1 card, right? If you play this, you are going to gain 3 points, but you're going to gain 2 actions, which means your turn will get longer and you can play that card again.
Okay.
All right, so... Oh, that's your final action, though, right? Yeah, because you played 2 cards, so this is your third card played.
3.
So, get $3. Bing, bang, boom. And you gain your 2 actions, which you should be at 0, so now you're at to 2.
Yep.
And these go away. Sustain. You may ignore timeline restrictions while playing this song. I think I worry we might be playing that incorrectly on the sustain. I really wish that was listed in the glossary of special abilities.
I'm gonna play down. Well, this action, I'm gonna play down my 6-pointer.
All right, so bump yourself down 1 action. You have 1 more action left to do.
Then I'm gonna put down this.
So, draw 2 cards, discard 1, and keep the other one. I think you're starting to wrap your brain around this, aren't you, my son?
Mm-hmm.
I see absolutely nowhere in the rule booklet about the word sustain. Hopefully I'm just... Oh, there it is! Card effect timing. Sustain effects begin when the song they are attached to is played into the timeline and continues until they leave the timeline. Oh, so it's actually the exact opposite. So you should have been doing this earlier. We made a small mistake. The sustain effect is something that you get to do as long as it's up here. The complete effect is what happens once you complete it. So, slight mistake. I don't know if it would... But that happens, right, buddy? No bigs. Yeah. All right, so...
Well, this...
You got 1 more action, correct? Is that right? No, that was your final action. Because that was 1, 2 actions. You got to remember to move this, okay? It's very important. So, do you want to discard any of your cards?
No.
All right, then draw up to your hand size of 6. Now it is my turn. Look at your opponent's hand. Oh man, these are all the cards I have, Sean. Draw a card, bam. Ooh, those aren't So that's my first action. Down to 2. So I playing copies of this card adjacent to one another increases the effect. So I gain 0 here, but now I gain 1, and I'm going to gain...
Oh,
Hey, buddy. Do I say that when you score points? Would you like it if I said that when you score points? Then please don't do that when I score points, okay?
Okay.
I know you're feeling some strong emotions right now, but you gotta try and chill, okay? All right, so I will, because I love you and I don't want you to get any more frustrated, I'm gonna discard these 3 cards, which are all jerky cards. I think my deck is a very jerky deck. I thought your one was gonna be a jerky deck because of your special ability, but no, I think it's mine. My guy could be attacking you. I could have made it so that you had to play 8 of those in order to do it. Isn't that kind of nuts?
Yeah.
And now my hand size is 8, and I'm back to drawing up to 8. Your turn, good sir.
Well, I'm gonna put down the echo.
All right, the echo, which means draw 2 cards, and you're gonna pick one. And don't forget, you're down to 2 actions now. And let's see what I drew.
So then I'm gonna do that.
Draw the top card of your discard pile. Okay, so that's your. Remember, keep track of your actions, buddy. Last action of the turn. What you got? What you got? I want to see this card. This card looks interesting. Complete. If this composition is the song, an illusion, steal. Wow, that one lets you steal fame. Holy guacamole. Those cards are really good. Kind of glad you drew those last. All right. Draw the top card of your discard pile, so you grab that, and that is your final action. So do you want to, not your draw pile, your discard pile. Actually, coincidentally enough, it's the same one, so you get that one. So you draw that top card of your discard pile, buddy. Remember? So, discard. Beep. Those are these ones. And I think how you had it set right there actually kind of helps a little bit. So, do you want to discard any of the cards in your hand?
Discard this.
Okay.
You don't really need it.
Okay. And then draw up to your hand size. And it is now...
The same thing again.
You knew that was coming. Alright, I am going to go ahead and play a song. And yeah, we'll just play a main one now because the game is going to be over. I will play this, which will complete this, and actually would add this, which means now you'd have to get 7 on there. But that's going to give me the 7 points I need. 4, 5, 6, 7. Where normally...
That's gonna cheat.
Well, we'll talk about that in a second. So normally what would happen is we would play this out, but there's really no point to it because I have the 15 points, and at the turn end you're going to check for the win, and I do have the 15 points to win the game. But that is how you play Card Bard. So Sean, what did you think about Card
Look, you
Bard?
have 0 points. I win.
Wow, that card you just played might be a little broken. We should probably shoot them an email to tell them they should get rid of the card that you just played. What card did you play there, buddy? Is that the really mad card?
No. It's a card on my deck. Wait, where's my deck? Right there. Why is my deck upside down?
I don't know. So, Sean, I like the attitude that you're trying to take right now, and I really do appreciate that.
It's this deck. It says...
It says, don't read.
Your opponent's... Take every single fame your opponent has and automatically win the game, even if they have 1 fame.
And that's just one action to play that? That's broken. But, Sean, what did you think of Card Bard? Because I definitely think there were some parts there that I saw you enjoying. Did you like when you got to, when you figured out, like, ooh, I can echo this and I can start just getting points? So now what you can actually do with this game is what's called deck building. So you remember Mage Wars, one of my favorite games of all time that you want to play? That's the first thing you do in Mage Wars that you do in this game. So you could have a whole hand that is built on letting you draw your cards, look for the exact cards you want, and then play those cards. So then you could get all your echoes, and you could get stuff that's going to let you get points. And you could get, I imagine, once we get a final version of this game, if you you could probably build a deck that's all focused on not even completing songs, but just gaining yourself point after point after point. Nickel and diming is what it's calling, and winning without doing songs.
Well, I already won. I won.
But Sean, did you enjoy the game?
Yes.
For the most part, and this is more for people who are looking at this potentially in his range, I'd say the ages of, say, 7 to 10 years old. Did you understand what was going on for the most part? Mm-hmm. Out of 100, 0 to 100, how much did you understand? Like, if we were to play this again right now, how much help do you think you'd need?
I don't know.
Well, would you still want some help, though?
Sure.
Okay. But anywho, that's Card Bard. If it looks like it might be a cup of tea, be sure to check that one out. Hopefully, I'll see if I can get a thoughts from the corner on this one, but it's kind of difficult because they sent 2 of the beginning 6 decks. I believe there's going to be 6 or 10 or some number of decks in there. So we can only play at 2 players, and we don't particularly play games on 2 players on game night. But what you looking at?
Where's the other people?
What? The other bards?
Yeah.
No, like I said, we have the review edition, Sean. If you want to see all the other bards and all the other cards,
yeah,
I'd say that's a pretty good sign right there, because I'd also like to see all the other bards and all the other cards, and that's what you need to know right there. That is Card Bard coming to a Kickstarter near you. Be sure to check that one out. If you enjoy what I'm doing, please be sure to click on that subscribe button down below. Also, consider supporting the Patreon down below, because currently I am out of a job and panhandling on YouTube. Can you spare a coin? But Sean, in the comments below, let me know. You got a question for the people?
No.
No question. All right, I get to ask it. If you could play any instrument in the world, what instrument would you like to play? And I'm going to go with real instruments here. Not like, I play the monkey. I squeeze him and then he makes weird noises. Like a real instrument. You know what? Forget that. Any instrument you want, even a fake one. That's way more fun. Oh, make your own bard. So what instrument do you play and what would be your bard name? Do you want me to go first? Or do you want to go first?
I want you to go first.
All right. My name would be Bauer the Coward. Because anytime anybody stood up to me and went one of my songs, I would apologize profusely, buy them a beer, give them a short but still long enough back rub, and then get back to my singing while not playing that song ever again if I ever see them, and then writing down specifically not to play that song if I see them. So if I see them again, it's like, all right, take this one off the set list and let's go to the next song. And my instrument would be... Ooh, what is it? Oh, here it is. I'm a coward, but secretly I have a backup plan. I have a snake. I'm going to teach him how to help me.
Sing?
Yes, he's going to be doing the music. Also, he protects me. So he'll protect me, and he's, who doesn't want to see a singing snake? Right? Right? All right, what you got, buddy?
Well, my name would be...
You gotta go, buddy. We're on camera.
Sean Gator.
Sean Gator?
And you know what my instrument would be?
An alligator?
No.
Like, what?
It would be a trombone-gator.
So it'd be like a trombone, but at the end it would look like an alligator?
And also make alligator noises.
That sounds awesome. So is the whole thing, is it a trombone inside of an alligator, or is it a trombone that kind of looks like an alligator? Does it look like you're actually blowing on a alligator?
Yeah.
That sounds
giant
awesome.
Alligator that's curved and has
Oh
a
my
little
gosh, you could have
hole.
the part that you blow on be like his tail, so you'd be like holding an alligator. Okay. We should go on tour. That sounds amazing. But let me know in the comments below your bard and your instrument, and as always, thanks for your time, YouTube.